What a great sound. The sound of this live track is awesome. Although I have a slight, do I have a slight issue with the flute? I don't know. We'll talk about the flute. Hello. Welcome along to my channel. My name is Claire. I'm a flute player from Hull, East Yorkshire in the UK. And I'm back with another reaction. But just before we get to today's track and we try to discover if it's Flutifull or not, just let me tell you what else you can enjoy here on my channel. So, as well as covering a wide variety of music on my flute, I also love to play live, and you are all welcome to come and join me for that every Sunday. Oh yes, come and join my wonderful community, enjoy some live music, friendly chat, and some fascinating facts as well. Right, talking of fascinating facts, let me give you a few about today's track that I'm going to look at. So the track is called Folklore, and it's by the band Big Big Train. Now, Big Big Train are an English progressive rock band formed in Bournemouth in 1990. Now, until 2009, the band were active predominantly as a studio project led by a bassist, Gregory Sporton, and co-founder Andy Poole, who is no longer in the band. They have released 15 studio albums and 6 EPs, and they embarked on their first UK tour in October 2019. Now, sadly, scheduled dates for the first ever American and European tours were cancelled due to the pandemic, but they have finally toured the US back in March last year. Now, Folklore is the title track from the 9th studio album by the band. It was released 27th of May 2016 and was written by then lead singer and multi-instrumentalist David Longton, who plays the flute here. Now, sadly, David did pass away in 2021, aged only 56, following a fall at his home. So that's very sad to read indeed, but isn't it wonderful that we can still enjoy his music through the many live performances that have been recorded. Now, this one was filmed at the Night of the Prog Festival in July 2018 in Loreley, Germany, and Rupert, who suggested it, tells me that this is a fantastic live version. I should also add that Rupert is a very active member of my Flutifull community, often comes along to live streams, so thank you so much, Rupert, for suggesting this and for all your support. And if you want to join Rupert, then you know what to do, guys. Just check out the channel. I will also say if there's anything you want to suggest for me to react to, just like Rupert, check out the pinned comment below. Now, Big Big Train are still very much on the go. They are set to play Southampton in March 2026, following the release of a new live album entitled Are We Nearly There Yet? I love that title. Are We Nearly There Yet? That will be released on the 19th of September 2025. So if, like me, you are completely new to the music of Big Big Train and you enjoy this, then do go and check them out. Anyway, without further ado, let's do it and let's see if this track is indeed Flutifull. Here we go.
Lowline. Hello. Guten Abend. Good evening. It's an honour to be here. Thank you for coming to listen to us play. It's been a good day. We're going to move on. This is a song from our album called Folklore, and strangely enough, it's called Folklore. Check out the brass, guys. I'm Rach. the shadows die.
Hey ho, so we go, we pass it on, we hand it down.
We tell our tales, we sing our song while we have breath left in our lungs.
Hey ho, so we go, we pass it on, we hand it down.
We pass it on down to the young from the old. Feel it deep down in the soul.
Hey ho, so we go, we pass it on, we hand it down.
Sometimes truth hides beside the lies. Grist to the mill, fuel to our fire.
we have it, folks. There we have it. A bit of big train. Wow. Now, have to say, I loved that track. I got goosebumps right from the very start. That is such an awesome track for many reasons that I'll talk about now, because otherwise I'll forget them, and then I will talk about the flute. Just what a great sound. The sound of this live track is awesome. Although do I have a slight issue with the flute? I don't know. We'll talk about the flute separately in a minute. Anyway, the sound in general is fantastic. You can hear all the elements, and wow, do we have many elements in this track. It manages to be, overall musically, a really catchy track, with that fantastic riff in there. But at the same time, there's all these fantastic little experimental elements. I love the synth, the keyboard there, and the sounds. There's all sorts of sounds, and it really, the track talks about pulling you into this folklore, and it really does that. But at the same time, it's a really catchy tune. So that's really cool. I love that. The brass at the beginning. Do you know what I was thinking during that opening with the brass? I just thought how amazing to see instruments like this used in this context. I know that's what prog rock is all about, and it's one of the reasons that I love it. But that atmosphere set with that brass at the beginning, just super cool, really gorgeous. And yeah, I just love the sound and I love the track. Let's talk about the flute playing. So, it started off and I thought, oh no, he's not playing with a flute mic, he's just playing with his normal microphone. And that can be fine, but at first he was quite far away from the mic, and most of the time he's just doubling the violin, or occasionally I think he was in thirds, but it was mostly just doubling the riff there. But it got better because I think he got more confident as the track went on, and we heard that little bit of flute at the end. So, really nice sound. He's clearly not a flute specialist. We know that anyway. His fingers are quite stiff, but he does it justice. It sounds good. I was thinking, does the flute add anything? Because it is doubling the violin part most of the time. But he manages to put a kind of almost a breathy articulation on some of the notes, and I think it does, because that riff is the folk element, isn't it? It's got a folk sound. So I think you would notice the flute if it wasn't there. So yeah, kudos to him for adding it in. That little bit of flute at the end, I just wish it'd have had a bit of delay on echo on it, just to make it kind of wider and more atmospheric. I think that would have sounded fantastic at that point, because it again, the whole song is kind of pulling you down into this folk land, and I think that would have really added to that. I also was just thinking, the violinist, she's clearly a confident violin player. And she had some great little solo bits with I think there was a bit of distortion in her sound. And I, as a flute player, I was just thinking, I'd love to be up there with a bit of a distortion on my sound and just really rocking out and enjoying soloing over this, because I think it's really great track for doing that with. So we didn't get any of that. And like I say, it would have been super cool, I think, to have some effects on the flute at the end. But great, obviously great to see the flute there. He did a great job, and yeah, it's Flutifull. It is Flutifull because it does add to the what is a very multi-layered and multifaceted track, which is just very interesting and performed fantastically as well. And kudos to the sound people, because it just is fantastic. So there we go. Thank you so much, Rupert, for bringing that one to my door. And like I say, if you enjoy Big Train, go and check out their new album that's coming in September, and their subsequent live gigs. And yeah, just let me know what you think below. And yeah, kudos to them for having some flute in there. Awesome stuff. So, thanks for joining me. I hope you will check out the rest of my channel and perhaps come along and see me live at the weekend. It would be lovely to have you there and to join in with my fantastic Flutifull community. So until we meet again, folks, take care, stay safe, and make sure you stay Flutifull. Thank you. Bye.